Good morning. I'm a little bit late, had some technical issues. So, good morning to you all, and welcome to day 2 of my 365 days of lives. As usual, I'm just going to make sure that the video is public on Facebook because for some reason it doesn't let you do that, annoyingly. Right, that's done. Sorted. So, if you're here, please pop a comment in, say hello, let me know what you think. Now, today's topic is question is asked by the lovely Sophie Burr. She was my very first question, so I will do my best to answer it. Now, I will say this in advance that I am not an expert on this subject. I know a bit about it, but I'm not an expert. So, Sophie has asked how to build a brand. Now, for me, dependent on what you do, if your brand or your business is you, then your brand is you. And there's a few important factors to know. And this is, good morning, Julie. This is a really important thing to know. So many times, and it goes on from day one really, is that when people try and generate content, they are making it all about themselves, and your content, your branding, how you're represented anywhere out there, whether that's social media, your website, publicly, in a book, and I'm trying to think of any other way, courses, is representative of you. So if you're in sort of like the personal development, spiritual development, physical development, all the developments, then 99 times out of 100, you're representative of yourself. All right. So what I see happening a lot with the thousands of clients that I've worked with over the years is that when they go to represent themselves, a few things happen. So number one is that people have the common misconception that they have to represent themselves in a particular way. So be that professionally or dumbed down or whatever. Refer to day one if you want to know more about what I think about that. And actually, what happens is, especially if we've come from a job and go into our business, this funny thing happens where we go, why me? Why would people buy from me? There's people far more experienced than me. There's people this, there's people that, there's people this. But actually, when you think about it logically, when you've had a job, take whatever income you got in your job, and you had a client, really, you were selling your skills and services to that client to go and do Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, or whatever it was, right? So actually, this is not new. All that's happened is that you're in a business generally, you have multiple of those clients, right? And they're not buying you, right? They're buying your products and services. And what happens is we make it all about us, like I said. So why me? Why would they buy from me? There's other people more experienced. Well, I can't possibly charge that. When actually, when you think like the average sort of salary in the UK is about 45 grand, I think. I'm open to being wrong, right? So I would say, like you could charge someone at least 45 grand on that basis, right? Because you know that people pay it, right? So with that in mind, all of that's irrelevant really, because your business is not about you. Your business is about that person that you're looking to help. So first of all, we've got to look at, and we won't make this business successful if we don't do this. What's the thing that I'm passionate about making a change in the world? So for me, like you probably guessed from yesterday, the reason I get out of bed in the morning is so that people have the confidence in themselves to know that they can do this, so that people never feel like they have to dumb down or be something else to have what they want, right? And they can show up unapologetically, easy for me to say, as themselves, right? So that's number one. The second thing is that if you don't put yourself out there as who you are, then what's going to happen is you're not going to get sales, you're not going to get clients, because people aren't going to be able to build rapport with you, right? So how do we flip this around? So you have to find, like I said, the thing that you're passionate about, the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, and get known for that. That is brand. Right? So a lot of people say when they see sales posts, for example, who knows a really good salesperson, who knows a really good strategist, who knows someone that can help me increase my launches. Nah. Right? And people often text me and go, can I tag you with this? But so that's what I'm known for, because guess what? That's what I talk about. That's what's in my headline. That's what's everywhere, right? So I do self, sales, simplicity, strategy. Done, right? And if you need help with any of those things, I'm your gal, right? And people know that. And people get to know that because I talk about it often. That's it. Essentially, that's branding. So in terms of logos and things like that, like if you're not confident with doing that, get that done for you. You know, there's many people that can offer that. But essentially, when you're talking, when you're writing, when you're representing yourself anywhere, speaking, writing a book, it needs to be evident to me how you can help me. Because here's the thing, humans are pretty egotistical, really. So whenever we're consuming content, especially on social media, it's very this, isn't it? Right? So we need to capture people's attention quickly. And an easy way to do that is to really get to know that one person who you're serving, right? People bang on about ideal clients, but it's so important. It's more than that. It's about having that person in your mind when you get to work, the day you get into work, right? So it's like, what is Natalie thinking and feeling? What did she lie in bed last night thinking about? What is a desires that come from her heart that she really wants, but she don't know how to get there? And that is a problem you solve. So everything you're talking about comes from like a headline, like a subject to an email, a title of a post, a title of a video, whatever it is that problem that you're trying to solve, right? So you'll see that most of these videos will be framed up with a question. So if that's of interest to you, you might watch it, you might not, if it's not, right? So essentially it's branding. All branding is being known for what you do. And how do you get known for what you do? Talk about it often, talk about it everywhere, you know. And get on people's nervous for post too much. Well, you know, do you want a business or not? It's just like the one common denominator between, and I know a lot of successful successful entrepreneurs, the one common denominator between all of them and why they have the success that they do is they are consistent. They talk about what they do often, and they share it often, unapologetically, and they're okay if people don't like it. And that is how you build that brand, right? And it has to be representative of what you do. So really, you know, keep it, my biggest tip to you is keep it really simple and obvious, because the simplest and most obvious things are how people are going to get you. Right, so let's just recap a bit. Number one, be yourself. Don't change because you think you need to represent yourself a certain way on social media, because I can tell you with 100% certainty that ain't going to work. Number two, make sure you've got consistent branding. So like your logo, your colours, you'll see around here, you've got my blue, you've got my logo at the top, they are my colours. You'll see in my logo, although it's tiny small up there, that it says Self Simplicity Sales. So everywhere I'm represented is my brand, right? Number three, what's the thing that keeps you passionate, that gets you out of bed in the morning? Where do you really want to make a change in the world? And number four, make sure your content is speaking to that and you're on topic on what you teach. And then that, you know, good representation of yourself, good clarity, good simplicity in your business cannot help but make you sales. So hopefully that's been helpful for you, Sophie. And of course, if you have any questions or there's anything you want to know specifically on self, sales and strategy, please let me know and I'll be happy to answer them over the next 365 days. So I will be live again this evening. I'm not sure when. It might be later this evening. It'll be a little surprise for you to answer day 3's question. Send you lots of love. Have a fantastic day and keep being an amazing person you are.